Good afternoon. I'm in rough shape. I just washed my hair. This is how it dried. You know, when am I not going through it is what I'd like to know. I've been seeing this soup on TikTok, lasagna soup, and I just think it's time for me to try that, so I'm gonna try to make it. Spicy lasagna soup. Yesterday was pretty intense for me. I had to change and put my hair up because the vibe was not it. Here's my recipe. I need to make sure I have everything. 1 onion, got it. Ground beef and Italian sausage. I'm scared of it. Garlic, got it. Red pepper flakes, got it. Tomatoes and broth. I don't know how many tomatoes I need, so I brought them all. Fennel seeds, I'm not doing that because that tastes like licorice. Nasty. Bay leaves, I do have that. While I cut up this onion, I'll tell you about yesterday. So yesterday was a pretty off day. I feel like since I'm doing this Vlogtober situation and I'm vlogging like pretty much every day, I'm not really skipping the days where I'm like having an off day or feeling down because I said I was gonna upload every day, so that's my own fault. So a couple of these vlogs are gonna be downers because mental and chronic illness exists. Right now I am a couple days away from starting my period, and the week before my period always just sneaks up on me, and it's either gonna be somewhat annoying or it's going to be literal hell, and I never know which one I'm gonna get until it's happening. I think this might be one of the worst PMS vibes I've ever gone through because I told you guys about the panic attack I had the other day for like no reason. I just like had an off day and had a panic attack. It was crazy. And then yesterday, I was like okay in the morning. Like I woke up and I'm like, okay, another day, another dollar, you know what I mean? This lady is annoying me, who's texting me right now. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So yesterday was a normal day, right? Nothing too crazy is going on. Then my mom and I kind of got into an argument, which happens all the time. Well, not all the time, but I mean like, it's a normal thing to get in like a little tiff with your mom sometimes. It's just how it goes. The way my brain was set up, I just like lost it afterwards and like was this is so embarrassing to talk about sometimes, but like literally sobbing, crying, screaming, throwing up by myself at my house. Not throwing up, but I was just sitting here like crying and like yelling with my dogs. Just me and my dogs at home, and I'm like uncontrollably sobbing. And these onions are making me freaking cry right now, dude. Ouch, that burns. Yesterday, when I was like crying and screaming, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I just wanna start life over and like not be here vibes. And I never feel that way. I mean, like feeling super like down or hopeless or like, you know, unaliving vibes. I don't ever get like that. So I was feeling scared of myself because I'm like sitting here crying and I'm like, what the hell? Like, crying, and then I'm like crying more because I'm like scared and I'm like upset. Bro, what are you eating? I just don't know what they're eating. So in the midst of this, I'm gonna call it an attack. Attack of the freaking hormones, ovaries. In the midst of this attack, this onion right now is gonna be my 13th reason. I text my therapist. I've never done this before. I text my therapist and I'm like, can you squeeze me in today? The vibes are off, ma'am. And she texts me back like 30 minutes later. At this point I had stopped crying and I've kind of like got myself together a little, like a smidge. And so she texts me back and she's like, yeah, I could fit you in later today. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I kind of chill out, and then I realize like probably 30 minutes after I had this episode of like screaming, crying, wanting to not be here, not knowing what I was gonna do, like just over everything, feeling super unhappy with my entire life, I was like just very calm. My thoughts weren't racing. I was just feeling better. Not like it wasn't out of nowhere. It was very slow, gradual, like calming down. Then I went about the rest of my day. This time of month, man, I was talking to my therapist yesterday and she's like, your hormones, like everything you're saying can be directly related to all your hormones. And I already have hormone issues. So it's like, I'm so mad at my hormones because it's making me feel crazy. And like the week before my period, I don't recognize myself. I don't look like myself, I don't feel like myself, I don't talk like myself. I can be like mean sometimes and not even like know why or what's going on. I just don't feel like me. So basically my therapist was reassuring me that I'm not going crazy and like I'm not a danger to myself or anything like that, which was, you know, they have to ask you things like that because they have to like make sure you're safe. And I was like never feeling like I was wanted to do anything to myself. I was just feeling like I want to just poof, disappear, you know? Those thoughts are scary too. I've actually one time I did have those thoughts of like, you know, I don't know how much you're allowed to say on YouTube, but like, there's only one time and it was when I had an IUD put in. I had the Mirena put in, and man, for like, I don't even remember how long I had it, like a week or two, I was schmoo-a-schreidel, okay? And the second I had that thing yanked out of me, it was like, I was back to being myself. So I think I've had a hormone issue for a long time because that thing messed me up. And I remember the girl at Planned Parenthood who took it out, I was like, I think I'm having like some really bad side effects from this. And she was like, that's not possible, and whoever told you that is committing birth control sabotage. I'll never forget that. Because as I was sitting there, like legs up in stirrups, okay? She's like, whoever told you that is committing birth control sabotage. And I was like, ma'am, I don't think that's what's happening here. She was committing not listening to patient-atage. Onions. I didn't even look at the recipe to see like how much onion I'm supposed to put in. All right, so after talking to my therapist, she like gave me a lot of insight and, you know, talked to me about PMDD and like other things that I can try and do to like help myself. And basically a lot of it was that I need to practice having patience because I don't have patience. I need to try and find ways to de-stress and relax and actually relax, which is like what she's always telling me, and I still haven't figured it out. She also told me that like the reason I felt better after I had like had that huge sobbing mental mentee she said that crying like relieves stress, and I'm like, I literally don't know how to relieve stress at all. And that was the first time that I felt like I said, after I was done crying, after like an hour, like 30 minutes to an hour, I was feeling super calm and just like at peace and could go about my day, and my thoughts weren't going like spirals. So now I'm thinking like that was maybe the first time I've ever like relieved stress for real, because I don't know how to do that. I gotta figure that one out still. But in the meantime, I'll just be crying. I've never cooked this before. I'm gonna do like half the amount this calls for because I don't want like a meaty soup. Anyways, I'm feeling better today. I know that I'm gonna start my period in like a couple days, so the vibes are like, I'm feeling very like I want to just sit and veg and not do much. But today I've kind of just been like giving myself some peace and quiet, which has been nice. Yesterday my mom and I actually went and looked at a house for my mom because she was talking about maybe moving closer to us, maybe like next year, because she lives kind of, it's not far, but it's like not a fun trek over to her place all the time, and for her to come here, and we work together, so she needs to be a little bit closer. And so anyways, a house popped up yesterday and we went and looked at it. Love the house, so we applied for it, and the lady who's texting me about it is, I don't know her, you know, so I can't judge, I can't make a judgment call, but she's really getting on my nerve right now because they're asking for so many things, and this always happens because I'm self-employed, and it's like so annoying. Hopefully that gets figured out. Hopefully she gets approved and can move. That would be nice because it's like in the same area as us. Okay, add the meat and sausage. Is sausage not meat? Look at this little cutie garlic guy. He holds all your garlic. It says 6 cloves of garlic. Mind if I do? I hope sharing about like my mental crisis is helpful for someone else, because I know it's so normal, like everyone goes through it. If you have PMDD, you know, like this was the worst PMDD day I've had. Like I don't feel like I've ever really suffered too much from depression, but like the week before my period is super depression vibe. Like it's bad, and yesterday was the worst of it. Like I've never called my therapist and been like, hey, I'm gonna need a quick one real quick, if you could pencil me in. I've never done that, so that's how you know it's bad. In lighter news, I'm going to get my hair done tomorrow. I was gonna change my hair, but I feel like now I'm not going to. I was gonna do like a different thing with it, but I just feel like maybe this week is not that week to do that. So I think I'm gonna stick with what I've got. But in some other news, I got invited on like a brand trip, which I've only ever really been on one brand trip, and it wasn't even really like a brand trip. Like we drove there. So the vibes were different. I'll tell you where I'm going. I won't tell you who I'm going with yet, just because I don't know like if I'm even allowed to, but I'm going to the When We Were Young festival in Vegas. Like when that lineup was announced, I'm like, there's no way that this is happening. Something's gonna go wrong. There's no way that many bands can play in one day with only a few stages. So I'm really excited to see like how they pull this off. I'm excited to go. I wonder how it's gonna be. Obviously it's still gonna be Vlogtober. I think, so that's next weekend. I think what I'll do is I'll just vlog that weekend. It's I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I will do one video for that weekend because it's gonna be like a work trip, and I don't know that I'll have much time to edit a vlog every day, but I will do a vlog the whole weekend for this little Vlogtober that we're sharing together. I'm also trying to shoot my next preset pack for Trashy Studio next week, so I will be traveling a little bit for that, and I need to put outfits together. I've been feeling, as we all know, like I don't even need to preface this, but I've been feeling down about myself, my body. So I haven't been wanting to like take photos of myself because I'm just not like loving who I see in the photos, but I need to get over it. Like I need to work on that. So I'm going to, and I'm gonna go take pictures, and I'm gonna look hot, and that's the plan. I'm gonna wait till after my period though, because I don't have time for her. I'm gonna finish making the soup. I feel like it's boring for you to sit here and listen to me ramble while I do that. But I will be back to you when the soup's done for a little tasty test to see if I did a good job or not. And I'm not doing much today, so this vlog is very laid back, okay? But I'll be back. Here's my soup. Is it gonna be good? So it's really hard for me to enjoy a meal that I cook for myself. Also, I top this with some ricotta cheese and Parmesan. Usually when I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking for like an hour, once the meal is done, it's like I'm repulsed by it or something. Probably need to unpack that in therapy. Also, all my spoons are in the dishwasher, so soup with a fork it is. Why am I kind of scared to try it? I'm just gonna try a little bit of the sauce with a noodle. Tastes like lasagna. Let's get another bite. Still weird to like eat meat for me, so sometimes I like scoot around it and don't eat it like I'm literally 5 years old. Like hiding it underneath vegetables and stuff. Well, I'm proud of myself. I made a meal for myself and I'm eating it. That is good news, my friends. Back in my little spot on the couch. Hi, bud. Look at this sweet boy. Are you feeling better? Poor Ozzy has a sensitive tummy. So I ate my soup and I went and just like laid in bed for like an hour because that's what I felt like doing. I felt like being cozy. Now I'm out here. I just had a piece of dark chocolate because I was feeling like that sounded so yummy. I'm gonna do some work on the computer. Not really work, but more like I mean, it is work, but I'm just gonna plan like my looks and stuff for the next preset pack because I need to take photos. I'd really love to take pictures of like other people because it's always me in the preset pack pictures. I just haven't gotten to that point yet, I guess. It's always just me in the pictures, so. I also haven't been posting on Instagram or TikTok like at all because I've been so busy this month, but I want to start posting more and sharing more of like the day-to-day like I'm vlogging about, and getting back to being creative and taking photos and editing and things like that that I'm really passionate about, along with all the other things that are going on. So that's my plan for tonight, is to kind of figure out my outfits and things like that. Getting my hair done tomorrow. So tomorrow's vlog is going to be so... honestly, there probably won't be one because we're driving to LA, me and my mom, getting our hair done and coming back, so I'll be home late, and the whole video would just be me sitting in the salon chair. So no video tomorrow. I'm going to do like a Q&A thing on Instagram stories or something while I'm there to pass the time. So come hang out over there, and I will see you Sunday. Goodbye, Nixie. Hi, Nick. Look at him. Are you smiling? Are you smiling? Can I get a smile? Can I get a smile? Can I get a smile, please? Nixie, can I get a smile, please? No smile from Nick today.